Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP Today. The 2025 MotoGP season is about to get underway, with the official Sepang Test set for February 5th to 7th. But before that, teams and rookies will hit the track for the Shakedown Test, starting January 31st. This exclusive test session is reserved for test riders, rookies, and manufacturers with concessions. While anticipation builds, fans should note that the Shakedown will not be broadcast live, as it remains closed to the public and media. Ducati CEO Claudio Domenicali has shed new light on the decision to sign Marc Marquez over Jorge Martin for the factory team, emphasizing not just the Spaniard's racing ability but his impact on the entire Ducati ecosystem. As the 2025 MotoGP season approaches, all eyes will be on how Marquez and reigning champion Pecco Bagnaia coexist within the dominant Ducati Lenovo Team. As MotoGP prepares for a major rule change in 2027, KTM has confirmed that development of its future 850 cubic centimeters prototype is already underway. However, the project remains in its early stages as the Austrian manufacturer navigates financial challenges and regulatory uncertainties. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. The Shakedown Test at the Sepang International Circuit will run from January 31st to February 2nd, with track action scheduled from 3 to 11:15 a.m. Peninsular Time, /10 a.m. to 6:15 p.m. local time. Unlike the official Sepang Test, the Shakedown remains a private session, allowing teams to gather crucial data before the full grid returns next week. As in previous years, the test is open only to MotoGP rookies, test riders, and manufacturers with concessions. While Honda and Yamaha are eligible due to their concession status, only Yamaha has opted to send its full factory lineup, including Fabio Quartararo and Alex Rins. Surprisingly, Honda has chosen to sit out its factory riders, despite the opportunity to gain valuable track time. The Shakedown Test remains a closed event, as it is intended for development purposes rather than public viewing. Quote from IRTA. With Yamaha maximizing its presence and Honda taking a cautious approach, the Shakedown is set to provide early insights into the season ahead. Let's take a closer look at which riders and teams will be participating in the 2025 Shakedown Test. Ducati, test rider Michel Pirro and rookie Fermin Aldeguer, Gresini Racing. KTM, test riders Dani Pedrosa and Pol Espargaro. Aprilia, test rider Lorenzo Savadori and rookie Ai Ogura, Trackhouse Racing. Honda, HRC test riders Alex Espargaro and Takaki Nakagami, alongside rookie Samkiat Chantra, LCR Honda. Yamaha, full lineup factory riders Fabio Quartararo and Alex Rins, satellite riders Miguel Oliveira and Jack Miller, plus test riders Augusto Fernandez and Andrea Dovizioso. With Yamaha fielding 6 riders, they are clearly making the most of their concession advantage. Meanwhile, Honda's decision to limit participation raises questions about their preseason strategy. As teams prepare for the 2025 season, the Shakedown Test is a key moment for manufacturers to fine-tune their machines. Yamaha's aggressive approach signals their intent to close the gap to Ducati, while Ducati continues its structured development program with Aldeguer gaining valuable track time. Honda's cautious approach contrasts with Yamaha's full-throttle effort, and KTM will rely on the experience of Pedrosa and Espargaro to provide feedback. With 3 days of exclusive testing ahead, brands will be gathering crucial data before the entire grid returns for the official Sepang Test next week. The 2025 MotoGP season is officially beginning, and while fans won't be able to watch the Shakedown live, the results will give early indications of each team's progress. With Yamaha taking full advantage of their concessions and Ducati's rookie, Fermin Aldeguer, making his MotoGP testing debut, anticipation is building for the official Sepang Test on February 5th to 7th, when the entire grid returns to action. Stay tuned for more updates as the countdown to the season opener continues. Ducati's decision to place Marc Marquez in the factory team over Jorge Martin was one of the most debated moves of the 2024 season. Now, as the 8-time world champion prepares to ride the GP25, Domenicali has revealed more about why Ducati made this choice. It wasn't an easy choice because Martin was a Ducati rider and a very fast rider. But we think this team has the most potential to grow the company. The amount of talent is self-perpetuating. Quote from Domenicali. Beyond his on-track success, Ducati sees Marquez as a figure who can elevate not only his teammate Bagnaia but also the engineers working behind the scenes. The expectation is that this partnership will push both riders to new limits while further strengthening Ducati's already dominant position in MotoGP. With two elite riders sharing the same garage, Ducati is facing a major challenge: managing the internal competition between Bagnaia and Marquez. Both are proven champions, and with equal access to the best bike on the grid, the battle for supremacy within the team could be as intense as the championship itself. One theme will be managing to have fair competition between the two riders because they both have the same goal, but only one will get it home. Quote from Domenicali. Ducati has experienced similar internal rivalries before, but never with two multi-time world champions going head-to-head. The Italian manufacturer admits they can't hide from the pressure that comes with fielding such a strong lineup, acknowledging that expectations for 2025 are sky-high. While Ducati remains the team to beat, the 2025 season will bring new challenges. Not only does Jorge Martin now lead Aprilia's factory project, but Ducati will also have two fewer bikes on the grid compared to last year. Despite this, Domenicali remains confident in Ducati's formula for success. I believe this is the key: the talent of the riders, but also that of the engineers and technicians who have built a method over time. This makes us particularly proud and optimistic for the start. The combination of Marquez and Bagnaia, both on the latest GP25, is a formidable one. But with Aprilia, KTM, and a restructured Yamaha looking to close the gap, Ducati's reign is far from guaranteed. As Ducati prepares for the 2025 season, the biggest storyline will be the internal rivalry between Pecco Bagnaia and Marc Marquez. Will the team successfully manage their ambitions, or will the competition between them create friction? With the new season just weeks away, the battle for supremacy, both within Ducati and across the MotoGP grid, is about to begin. The upcoming 2027 MotoGP regulation changes will see engine displacement drop from 1,000 cubic centimeters to 850 cubic centimeters, while also imposing stricter limits on aerodynamics and banning ride height devices. These changes will force manufacturers to redesign their bikes, a process that can be costly and complex. Despite recent financial difficulties, KTM Motorsports director Pit Beirer insists that their development program for the 2027 machine is already in motion. It's still in an early stage because the regulation isn't even 100% finished yet, so you cannot build a bike at this moment. But our engineers are here, they are working on that 2027 bike. Quote from Beirer. Beirer confirmed that once the final regulations are set, KTM will begin hardware development, with the goal of having a competitive package ready in time for the rules shift. KTM's financial struggles have been well documented, but the company took preemptive measures last summer to stabilize its racing division. The most significant decision was reducing the number of factory-backed riders by 12 across multiple disciplines, which in turn cut costs related to staff, logistics, and infrastructure. We lost entire teams around the globe to start to focus more on Orange and said, to prove that we can win, we don't need to do this with 3 brands, let's focus on one. Previously, KTM, GasGas, and Husqvarna all competed in various racing categories. Now, KTM has streamlined its efforts, prioritizing MotoGP, Moto3 and Moto2, but with reduced investment in the latter two. Beirer emphasized that while cost-cutting measures have been necessary, they will not compromise the quality of KTM's MotoGP program. With 2025 already budgeted and planned, KTM's long-term strategy beyond that remains uncertain. No manufacturer has a contract with Dorna for 2027 onwards. We have been through a rough time, but we are here today, still racing in every category. Give us time to prepare for 2026 and 2027. The uncertainty surrounding future Moto3 and Moto2 regulations also complicates KTM's roadmap. While the brand remains committed to these categories, further reductions could happen as the company refines its focus. Bayer remains confident, stating that if KTM can successfully navigate 2025, they will find solutions to remain competitive in the new era of MotoGP. KTM's 850 cubic centimeters MotoGP project may still be in its early stages, but the Austrian manufacturer is determined to remain competitive despite financial hurdles. With the 2027 rule changes set to reshape the sport, how well KTM adapts in the coming years could define its future in Grand Prix racing. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today. This is your MotoGP news update. See you in the next video.